Hi, this is Emily, one of the tutors in the Jaguar Tutoring and Writing Center. Proper citation is crucial to giving credit to the original authors you use in your papers. It lends authority to your writing and helps you avoid plagiarism. In this presentation, we're going to focus on how to create a works cited page for MLA 9. This is meant to be a brief tutorial of the basics. Here is an example of a works cited page, which is a separate page at the end of your paper. It lists all the sources you used in writing your paper, and there should be a one-to-one correspondence between your in-text citations and your works cited page. To format your works cited page, use 1-inch margins, and, though you can't see it here, continue the pagination in the upper right corner. This would include your last name and the page number. The words works cited should be centered at the top of the page. Both words should be capitalized, but should not be in bold, italics, or quotation marks. Note, however, that the entries themselves should not be centered. They should be aligned with the left margin, with the subsequent lines of the entry indented 5 spaces. This is called a hanging indent. It allows your reader to quickly look through the list and is easier on the eye. Each entry should be double-spaced, and there should be only 1 space between each entry. All the entries should follow the rules for creating a reference citation according to the type of resource it is. There are too many variations to discuss in this short tutorial, but there are a number of resources you can use to help you format your bibliographic entries. On the works cited page, list all the sources you actually used in the text of your paper. The author's last name is usually the first word of a bibliographic entry, and so most entries are listed in alphabetical order by the author's last name. Do not include the author's title, such as doctor, or degrees, such as PhD, but do include suffixes, such as junior or the third. Note that we list the author by last name, then first, separated by a comma. Alphabetizing may seem simple, but because we're so used to computers sorting lists for us, it can be tricky to do ourselves sometimes. For example, if there is more than one author with a name beginning with the same letter, we go to the second letter, and so on. The title of the source will follow the author element, and then the rest of the bibliography. On the works cited page, we alphabetize all the entries based on the first word of the entry. Most of the time, that will be the author's last name, but of course there are many possible variations. Most notably, if the resource has no author, the title will be the first word. In this case, ignore any articles such as a or the. So, in the example above, if one of our sources is entitled The Cost of Fame, we would alphabetize it by the word cost. And if the title begins with a number, we alphabetize it according to how the number would be spelled out. In this case, the title 1, 2, 3, Go would be alphabetized by the letter O, because the word for the number 1 begins with the letter O. When to italicize and when to use quotation marks, that is the question. The titles of large sources, such as books and journals, should be italicized. Small works, such as articles or web pages, should be placed in quotation marks. And all the main words of the title, regardless of what kind of source it is, should be capitalized. However, do not capitalize small words such as articles, for example, the and a, or prepositions such as, of, or on, or conjunctions like and, or, well, or. Creating the works cited page may seem tricky, but it really is a matter of following the rules. Make sure you double check how to write a reference citation for the kind of resource you're using. A book, a website, a television show will all be slightly different. So double check the formatting for each type of source according to MLA 9. Also, make sure you list all the sources you cite in your paper. And finally, be consistent. This tutorial is meant to be brief. If you would like additional information about how to create a works cited page for MLA 9, especially for all the different types of resources you might use, there are many options. You can access them in the library or on the library's website. Thanks for listening, and good luck with your paper.